Brent, good to see you. A fun topic today. We're talking through the 4 recreational retirement expenses that you can't afford to ignore. Once people retire, their spending habits often change. Of course, there's still going to be healthcare and groceries and stuff. But now that we have so much more free time, we're probably going to be spending more of our fun money. And it's important to take that into account for our budget. So the number one expense might be travel. The average vacation for 2 costs about $4,000. So what's a realistic budget?
So it's really going to be based on, the clients and what they express to us. So this is one of my favorite things to work with in planning for clients because I love to talk about fun stuff. So when they do retire, they're going to have more time. The last thing we want somebody to do is sit at home and twiddle their thumbs and not enjoy what they worked so hard to get to. So I've got some clients who they say, Brent, domestic, couple weekends a year, or I often hear one nice trip a year. I've also got clients who are going to be on the road 6 months a year. So what is important is to get the budget right for each client. And so what I've also learned over the years, even when clients say, hey, I'm going to do this, there's ways to set them up for success. So normally I build a specific part of the portfolio that is not, in the market. The cash is ready to go. They're earning a little bit on it. But the whole point of that money is to spend it, because then I can sit down and say, hey, you guys had all these things you wanted to do. Let's spend this money and then go out and enjoy yourselves.
Mm-hmm. All right. The next item you may want to factor in would be an RV. A study by the RV industry found that 48% of avid RVers are retired, and those things can cost 6 figures.
Yes, absolutely. We see the monsters driving down the highway. So the best advice I can give for this is I had a client bring it up to me well before he was retired. Brent, I'm going to get an RV. We're looking at about 6 figures here. How do we get this done?
Yeah.
By him telling me that in advance, we were able to plan for it, because the last thing you want to do is wait till you retire, take a massive distribution from your IRA and get hit with a big tax bill. So him having the ability of being able to foreshadow the need, we were able to slowly set aside funds and get a little bit closer to purchasing the whole thing. And then depending on interest rate, we may take out a little bit of a loan on it, but for the most part, it's going to be covered. The other thing is, just because you have an RV, you think, oh, I won't have hotel costs. There's still a bunch of costs that go into it. You got to rent your space, you got your electric, your water, all that stuff. So once again, it's just building it into the budget. If you're prepared for it, you'll have the money to spend it.
And the third expense, a lot of retirees choose to own a second home. Boomers currently own 57% of all vacation or seasonal homes and 58% of all rental properties.
Yeah, so there's 2 sides of the coin for this one. So one, and there's going to be expenses. You may have a second mortgage, or at least utilities, taxes, all that stuff. So once again, it's got to be built into that retirement budget. Now, on the other side of the coin, it may be an income generator. So you may actually be making money on this property, and we do have a few clients who do that. So once again, that now you're looking at, well, how's that going to affect taxes and things like that. So no matter what you're using it for, just personal or personal and business, you got to make sure to prepare and plan for all those things.
And then the last expense to include in our fun money budget would be your hobbies. And depending on what you want to do, this expense can vary a lot.
Correct. And so, like I said, when they retire, lots more free time. So all of a sudden, a hobby that you did, maybe you golfed once a month. Well, now you can go 3 times a week. How is that going to affect things? So when I'm doing a budget for somebody in an income plan, I always round up. If they think they need 6,000, let's call it 7. And so by building in some room there, they also start to figure out exactly how much they're spending and, with what regularity. So normally with income plans, we usually have to pivot once or twice. Are we doing a little too much? Are we not doing enough? But making sure you're able to pay for those things is very important, because you did not save for 30, 40, 50 years to sit at home. Go out and enjoy yourself.
Yeah, well said. We want to enjoy our hard-earned retirement. Brent, if somebody wants to talk to you to create that spending plan, or maybe they have a big purchase they want to make coming up and they'd like to talk to you about how to get ready for that, what's the best way to reach you?
Sure. They can call the office, 614-430-8383, or go to young-wm.com. You can get on Kim and I's calendar, and we'd love to meet with you.
Great. Brent, thank you.
Thank you.